are just about right.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody is having a rocking day. We'll wait a minute or so before we get started. If you send out any last-minute text to the team, make sure that they know that we have a Zoom. Start in a couple minutes. Does anybody want to share any cool stories as we're getting started?
I do.
Don't everybody jump at once.
I do, Chris. Can you hear me?
What do you have?
Hi. Can you see me? It's Lizzie.
I see you.
Hey, I just wanted to say that this past week has been like absolutely amazing, and I have been getting so many incredible messages from not only just my team but as customers as well. And today, one of my team members that had just completely disappeared from he was my very first promoter. He called me today and he said literally that in the past month that he's lost 37 pounds, and that because he works at a he works at a jail. He's a security guard at a jail, and he's a firefighter. And he also said that they completely took him off all his high blood pressure medication, and now he is like ready to rock it. So tomorrow we're gonna meet, and I'm super excited because that's just like exciting for me because I thought that he was just gone, you know. So anyway, that's one of my things that I'm happy about.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm gonna mute all because there's a lot of background noise, and I keep people's mute, and then they unmute themselves. However, so as we get started, guys, I'm gonna do a quick update on. Today I was talking, and many of the leaders, guys, we've been having. Many of the leaders have been saying, "Hey, we're going to handle your challenges or whatever problems that we have with orders and such." And the diamonds and above, many of them have stepped up to the plate and set up Google Forms, and they're trying to handle a lot of these challenges for the team. So where the people don't have to deal with them themselves. The more people we have calling into customer service, the more backed up that we get. So many of the leaders have jumped up and done this. So just an update so where people know where we are and some of the questions that those leaders had. I was able to get Amber, our compliance officer, which, by the way, you will be seeing our compliance document popping up on the website here within the next couple days. And by the way, congratulations, Lizzie. And you will be seeing this form popping up that you're going to have to agree to, which is our compliance agreement of policies and procedures. Many of us all know most everything has been done through self-policing. And one of the things that Robert wanted to create was a culture where people are self-policing, to where it's not the company says you can't do this, the company says that you can't do that. I mean, we all know the culture that we wanted to create. We started off with that. We shared that vision, and moving forward, we all have been doing most of the self-policing, but we do have to have a policies and procedures, and that is done. I know some of the promoters that have been at the home office have already signed this, and it will be popping up on the website. Want to share kind of what's going on, and I want to be very clear, guys. I know a lot of people are sitting there going, well, when with these orders and all that we're supposed to be shipped out, I know that we are switching facilities and all that, they should have been caught up on all this stuff. So let me share a couple things that have been going on so where you understand where we are. And honestly, I mean, it's almost like a reality show of some sort, or some kind of crazy chaos, corporate conspiracy, kind of weird stuff when you really look at it. But many things just weren't adding up, and we were thinking, can this one company be so bad at shipping and have all these problems And when we switched from our fulfillment centers, all of the data had to be a certain way for the new fulfillment center to actually ship. They don't go out there with a little notebook and say, we're going to send this, we're going to send that. It all is done through a computer, and it all has to be done through a system. So one of the things that has happened, and those of you that were at the convention, you kind of saw the videos, but what happens is that they, on a daily basis, have a line where all of the common orders are being boxed, pre-boxed, right? So if dose is one of the things that go out often, or let's just call it the shareables or this pack or that pack, if certain things, it has algorithms that it picks up, and the more of like one type of order that goes out, if that same order, so the system kind of learns and it finds, all right, this goes out a whole bunch. So they basically create shelves of that one thing, so that when the orders come through, they can literally just boom, right off the shelf, put a label on it, send it out, and they know that it's going in the right spot. So when they basically switched over to us, that was the first thing that they had to do. The second thing they had to do is they had to go in and have all of these orders in the computer base or the database to where they can be sent out via automation versus just going out there and saying, all right, this order, that order, this order, like it was done before. There was well over 800 orders that had different shipping addresses to the billing addresses. In fact, I just got a text from Robin. She said that randomly one of her customers that hasn't ordered in a couple months got product. And what has happened is the prior company literally printed up labels that were, they printed up all the labels on all the orders and then didn't ship out and didn't enter those orders into the system. So we had all these orders that were just kind of, there was like 800 of them that had to be gone through manually and figure out where they were, what happened with them, and do all this stuff, and then enter it into the computer system because, again, the new fulfillment center doesn't do things manually. It's all done through the automation and all done through data. One of the challenges that we had been dealing with in the transfer is having all of everything communicate. And I know some people, one of the things I heard earlier was they're getting their tracking number, and the tracking number saying it's going to be in 2 weeks from now. And that's not the case. I brought that up. I ended up, like I said, on the phone with Larry Cantrell, the president of the company, today. And he shared with me that that's another little tweak that they have to do, that it's not communicating the correct tracking number to them. They said that everything that's being shipped, it's also shown weird numbers on what the actual price of shipping is. As of right now, all of the shipping is being done for roughly $7.50. And they said if they have to eat some of the cost, even Canada, by the way, many people in Canada have not had an order shipped all last month. And all of those orders will be out by the end of this month. I know Shane McCardle has been, saying, hey, we need to talk about what's going on with shipping. And this was the conversation today. What? No, I said they're all by the end of this week, but they haven't shipped in a month. All right, my wife is correcting me because I don't know what I'm saying. And so what has happened is Canada is now shipping. Amber was in Canada all week last week, and what she figured out was for Canada, it had to do with their labeling and what is put on the labels before they can send it out legally. So all this is being done, and all of the paperwork is filed within the Canadian government, so where we can start having a smooth transition into Canada. And they said that this will be, and Carol's saying my wife is right. So the orders are being shipped now into Canada. That is happening as of now. You'll start seeing all those things start popping up probably tomorrow. So the orders are going out in Canada. It's funny. There's been a lot of crazy behind the scenes things of certain companies attacking us and doing things that are very, very shady that I can't get into. But there's just been some, like, literally some, I don't know. I'm thinking of like the old show Dallas back in the day with corporate stuff. I don't really know what show I can even equate it to now. But some stuff that if we say it, it just sounds bizarre. But there's some crazy stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. And this is what it really boils down to, guys. What we stand for as a company is something that many companies are not okay with. Because at the end of the day, there are people that make a living off of playing games with the system and giving deals and all of these things that happen in the industry. And guys, when you've been a six-figure earner in a company and you start to see certain things that aren't real and you start to realize that there's games being played, it's really disheartening. And, you know, it's a shame that we even have to talk about this, considering we have many people that are new. So are the 800 orders out there. Yes, they are basically, the way I understood it is that they believe they have all the 800 orders straight out of those. So I do want to say that. So I don't want to say, oh, it's all handled, it's all perfect, and everything's going to be perfect, and not one order is going to be screwed up. They believe that they have it taken care of, right? And that's the way that I understood it. One of the things that has been talked about over the last week, mine was 528. I just missed that one. I need to put it on here so I can make sure that we're done. So many of yours, all right, so yours was 528 and you got it last week. Awesome. So I know many of those, they believe that they've all been sent out. They believe that they got them all straight. They did have to go through them manually and then enter them manually into the system for the new company to be able to fulfill, and they believe they have it done, okay? There is going to be a meeting this week, which is going to be going over the details of our foreign expansion into other countries. Canada is on that list, even though it's pretty much handled. Everything has been filed in Canada. Everything is going through the process of being legal and all that, to where everything will just be seamless. And that's why we now can ship into Canada through what is going on. All of that is done. Everything is filed and approved in Australia. Yet they have to get them the paperwork on the new version of the product that some people have already tasted, and they're going to basically be sending out to certain people, and they have to get a write-up on that for that to all go through, and then Australia will be legal on the way that goes. Australia is the only country out of these that, while the paperwork and all is being done, that you can't just start shipping in there while the paperwork is being done. Canada, you can. The UK as well. The UK is in the works. They are doing all the filings. And right now what they're looking for is the actual, where they're going to actually fulfill the product out of in the UK. So that is also in the mix. I know people, I get messages every day. Are we open here? Are we open there? Are we open here? Are we open there? Guys, please, let's be patient. Let's try to see how all the shipping and all that works in the US with the new system over the next week before we start focusing in on these other countries, because this is a reality. I've now been a part of, this is my third company that I've been a part of opening up into other countries. And that whole process is for a leader-only scenario. And it's for people that know that, hey, we're not open. There's going to be delays on shipping. We're not open. We're going to have to deal with this. We're going to have to deal with that. Our checks might be delayed, and this might be delayed, and that might be delayed. It is not for the average person. It is for only leaders. So when you say, I know somebody in the UK, are they a network marketing professional or a business professional that's helped open up a country and bring in a new product? And if they're not that type of person that can handle those type of challenges, you're probably going to give yourself a bigger headache than what it's worth for you to start working on that at this point. And this is just through experience. When we were launching the company I was with from 2010 all the way up until the end of 15, early 16, we were very adamant about, as we were opening up countries, like we literally would not work with somebody if they were not a leader, period. We would not bring them on board. And the reason why is because it creates a lot of challenges, and that's just the reality of things. So with that being said, the meetings are going to be going on Friday, and then we'll have an update on that come early next week, so where we will have a little bit more concrete information. But I know people are asking, so I'm giving it to you. So I think I covered the it's not taking 2 weeks through FedEx with the tracking numbers. Sometimes you look at it and it says that it's sitting there for 2 weeks and it's not going to be going anywhere. That is incorrect. All orders under a pound and below are going to be gone through the USPS, United States Postal Service. All orders that are 2 pounds and above are going to be going through, or a pound or above, I don't even know how to say that, but you know what I mean, are going to be going FedEx. And all of the shipping is set up to be 3, no more than 5 days. So if the order is sent through, and my understanding as well is that all orders that are going through now are going through fairly smoothly, and we're not having challenges to where they're, we're going to have this, my order went through and it's been 2 weeks. So we really believe where we are now and the way that the data is communicating, that any orders that are going through right now should go through smoothly, and they should have between 3 to 5 days. And this is what I'm being shared with from Larry Cantrell, who has been at the shipping facility, like literally watching the way that everything is working and stepping in between and talking about, all right, this is where we are, and seeing the challenges to where he can share it with us and to where they can work on the coding. What I can share with you is that the coding is going on. In other words, the computer programmers are working literally around the clock, after hours, doing all the coding. My understanding is that there was over 5,000 orders that went through today, that went out of Google today, shipping-wise, and that there's over 6,000 of the ones that they found that were backdated and all that other stuff that are going to be going through, that are all being coded into the system tonight and will be shipped out tomorrow. So that was what I took notes, so I'm not just making stuff up. Based on their research, most of the orders should have going through. Some of the bigger orders were some of the ones that created a little bit more of a challenge, and the reason why is because it wasn't, remember in the beginning, I shared how they put all the orders together and they were already pre-boxed and all that. Well, the bigger orders weren't things that were pre-boxed. And the way the computer worked is it went in, even if those bigger orders were ordered earlier, the ones that are all the same all got boxed, and then they had to go in and make sure that the other ones were whatever. Another, just to know why, again, why we've had some of these challenges is this company normally doesn't go and do back orders. They don't have back orders because everything goes out efficiently. So this has been a new process for them to be able to go and have to fix things that they've never experienced because they're so efficient. So that is being handled. Any refunds of orders that were overcharged and things like that. I know that I had some challenges where people had maybe changed their auto ship or whatever, and then the past company that was handling it charged their card anyway. Those things are being refunded and all that, and they are working on that as well as any other double orders. My understanding is most of them have already been handled, and just give the company time because it normally takes 3 to 5 days for your bank to reflect that it has been charged back. So just to let you know that they believe they have most of that handled. I have not been able to get a hold of anybody to find out where we stand on how accurate our volume is showing in the back office or closing out the month. What I do know is that they have everything, and some things are still being backdated, and it'll all be handled before payday, so where everyone is paid effectively. But what I did not ask today, because Larry wasn't the one that asked that, is if our back office is reflecting the proper information. Jill, did I miss anything? Because you were listening. So I believe we're pretty much out of the woods on the shipping issues, which when that's handled, that's going to handle all the other issues because people are bombarding customer service because of that and all the challenges there. What he also said is that there's meetings tomorrow with the people that handle the phone systems because the busy signals and all the things that people complain about. Larry, by the way, has run a company that is substantially larger than what our company is right now and has been a part of a company and was the co-founder in a company and ran a company that went from 0 to, what do you say, 189 million in 18 months. So they were growing about the same rate or faster than what we're actually experiencing right now. So he's been a part of this before and knows how to handle these challenges and is very confident that they're going to be able to do it. From a communication perspective, he understands that the communication here has been very poor, to say the least, in terms of corporate to the field, and that he assured me that that is changing. That's also been talked about on the Fab 90 calls as well. Just to let you guys know, if you were at the convention, there was a group of us that were voted on to be a part of the Founders Advisory Board over the next 90 days to help shape the direction of which way we're going as a company. With that being said, there were many concerns that we went over on our first 2 calls where we were breaking down some of the challenges that we in the field are experiencing. So we understand what you're going through because we're going through it with you. By the way, I know that you're having customers reach out and say, this is going on, that's going on, this is going on, that's going on. Guys, I personally recruited 5 people this last month, all of which didn't get their product, right? And didn't get their $1,000 kits and things like that. So my phone is ringing from personals that I have brought on, as well as from every single leader in the whole freaking team. So I know what you're dealing with because I'm dealing with it from not only the customer side, not only the promoter side, but the leaders are also sharing this information with me, which tells you that your leaders care about what you're going through and it's not falling on deaf ears. They're not just basically sitting there going, oh, well, glad to hear that, and I don't know what to tell you. But if they don't have information, it's because, guys, as we're growing and as they're bringing on new people, we're trying to figure out and we're learning the best ways to handle such a large influx of challenges like what we've dealt with. So please be patient and work with us through this. The other night, Ricky and I did a thank you call because we thank you and appreciate your trust in us. Guys, we would not be sitting here just making stuff up to keep everybody happy and keep everybody calm and then lose all credibility from ourselves. But there are some components that we're not 100% sure where we stand. And if we tell you something, we'd be making it up and it wouldn't be the truth. And we don't want to do that. To our understanding, they think we have most of these challenges under control. And I believe that we're like right on the verge of not wanting to pull our hair out and our hair turning gray. I feel like it's already happening. So with that being said, guys, I want to also congratulate you guys as well as the leaders on the way that you've dealt with this because, I know there has been some, I don't know what you'd want to call it, anxiety or just like, how do I handle all this? But the leaders have really, really stepped up to the plate and handled this and made things extremely pleasurable for us on the way that they've handled even talking to us about the challenges. I had a Zoom with a few leaders today, and just the way that they handled everything was first class. So know that, one, they have your back, and they don't want to put their name out on things and say, hey, this is where we are, this is where we are, if that's not the truth. So they're constantly in touch with Ricky and I and all the other leaders to make sure that we are giving the right information. Ricky, I know you were at the home office. Anything to add to anything that I just shared?
Well, can you hear me, Chris?
Sure can.
Yeah, me and Mike and Cassandra, we just got back. Actually, we left at 4 o'clock this morning, and we just got back home just now. Um, Here in Texas, guys, I've been getting some messages from people that order product, and they're saying, "Why am I being taxed on a supplement?" Well, 3 weeks ago, a law passed here in Texas that we have to start charging taxes for the product now. Okay, so anybody in Texas that is being taxed on the product is because a new law just passed 3 weeks ago. We have to charge tax on supplements. Okay. I'm pretty excited about the stuff that we went over at corporate. They're making some enhancement to the compensation plan. But guys, whenever y'all see this, y'all are going to be very happy because it's not taking away from what we're doing already. It's just paying out in more levels, like 5 levels deep. So they're going to be rolling that out pretty soon. Actually, it's already taken effect in July, and then we're going to be able to see this in the Word document or the PDF whenever we get it in our back office. But guys, like Chris was saying, these guys, I mean, I'm not going to talk for Chris because he pretty much covered it all. I heard the same thing Chris just went over with all of you, and it's pretty exciting that we're getting over this little rough patch that we went through. Once we get caught up with all of these orders that got lost, hey, we're a new company, you know? So what do y'all get, Mike?
Yeah, no, we're super excited about that. I mean, being at corporate is definitely a different feel. Everybody there is extremely dedicated, guys. Again, that sometimes it feels like we get a little bit frustrated and we're wondering, we're like, what the heck are these guys doing? But look,
they're working their tails off.
Yeah, they're working hard. They're in there in the office. There's orders. You know, everybody's doing their part and they're doing a great job. And we're just really excited to get this thing on the go and, you know, continue to do what got us to this position, which is continue the growth and, you know, help everybody's team grow. So this is an exciting time. We're very excited that the shipping delays and things like that are going to be behind us, and we're ready to get rolling and help people grow their business.
I'm just excited.
Yeah.
I think it's really exciting. If you guys haven't made it to head office or, you know, made it here yet, you know, the next convention, get here, because when you see the people and you meet the people, you know, your belief just grows that much higher. And I think that's why the people that have been here, their growth is so high, or their belief is so high. So it really encouraged. But I just want to say I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate everyone's patience and everyone's hard work that, you know, has really helped all of us get through this together.
Yes, and it's pretty awesome talking to Larry Cantrell, the president of the company, and how him and Amber are opening these other countries. Guys, what you have to realize, if you haven't been in network marketing, all these other companies that are around for 3 to 5 years, what they do is they go NFR. They try break the rules. And because they know they're not going to be a legacy company, right? They're coming in to make all the money they can and get out. And for us to already be approved in Canada, to be approved in Australia, that really tells me something, right? That we are going to build a legacy company. We're going to do everything right. And I'm super excited. I'm jacked up. It's July 2nd. We're going to have the most explosive month the company's ever seen this month, because I know within the next 7 days or so, we'll be caught up, you know, with the orders that we lost, and everything's going to go back to normal. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate y'all.
All right, guys, just to let you know, New Zealand and Australia are talked about in the same, pile, because the shipping will actually come through New Zealand. So if we talk about Australia, just know that we are referring to New Zealand as well. So I'm going to share this one last part, which isn't the fuzzy feel good, and then we're going to move on to the positive. And guys, when you really understand what the philosophy and the vision of this company is, it is to truly be different. It is to really change and bring back. And this is, and by the way, Larry, who those of you that were at the event, but Larry Thompson was at the event, and what they're trying to do with this company, and the reason why he wants to be a part of what we're doing, is it's bringing back network marketing back to what it was created to be, was the place where anybody can win, a place where people can go and truly create something amazing no matter what your background is, but more importantly, what is your desire? And the simple fact of the matter is studying the industry the way that I have and watching the top 100 top earners in the network marketing industry and following this for the last 15 years, guys, you do not see the same people as the top earners more than a year or two. And then it's another group. And then it's another group. And it's another group. But what I can tell you is in that top 100, there are people from the legacy companies that are in that top 100 every single year, year after year after year after year. And some of those people do not change, period. And most of them are in the top 20. So guys, there are some people that, change. It's 1 year it's this company and the next year it's that company. And then those companies are gone and they fizzle away and then the momentum is gone. And why is that? Because the way that their comp plans are designed and they're designed.
I'm sorry, Chris. We can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Chris.
All right.
I can hear you.
All right, perfect. So what has happened is that all these companies are playing games. And the bottom line is that you don't last and you don't become a legacy company when you're playing games. The reason why people like the co-founder of Nu Skin and the co-founder of Herbalife are working with Robert and helping to develop where we're going is based on his philosophies are what they founded those companies on and what so many other companies have gone away from. So guys, what you have to understand is the enemy, and I don't know, you can call it, if you want to get spiritual, it could be the devil, it could be whatever you want, but some of the challenges that we might be experiencing are because we're doing something good. And many times when you are breaking the mold and changing from the old regime of all the corruption and all those things, then you're going to have different challenges, right? And many of the challenges that we're going to deal with are in our mind. We're going to have negativity. We're going to have people pouring negative thoughts into our mind and all these different things. And you have to, based on the book, Outwitting the Devil, he talks about that every single negative thought, Napoleon Hill shares that the way the devil describes it is every negative thought that pops into your mind is of him. And that every positive thought that you have that pops in is of, he calls him his adversary, right? Which is God or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, and it really doesn't matter. I'm talking about a book. The bottom line is that what negative thoughts do nothing to serve us in any way. If anything came from having negative thoughts in your mind that were positive, then hey, go ahead and have them. But at the end of the day, all you're doing when you let this stuff occupy your mind is letting the thief steal your joy. And the bottom line is when we recognize that we are in control of our thoughts, when we are in control of our life and the way that we think, then we can control the way that we feel about things. Guys, I've been looking at all these challenges as a blessing. Yes, it has sucked, to be honest. Yet at the same time, I've been looking at every little part of it and saying, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? The other day, like literally, I was watching a movie with my wife and I felt like I was having anxiety and I couldn't understand what was wrong. And I was like, it was like all this chaos that was entering my mind. And as soon as I recognized what was going on, boom, I was able to knock it out and bring myself and center myself back down and realize that all this drama and all the stuff that we're dealing with is the enemy trying to steal our joy. And the bottom line is we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow negative thoughts into our mind. We can't let it occupy that space because it can overtake us. Guys, fear is false evaluations appearing real. Think about the things that you most worry about right now. And then now I want you to think back to the things that you most worried about 5 years ago. You probably can't even remember what they were. Because so many times the things that we're most worried about now aren't even real, right? A lot of times it's our perception of what it is. It's our perception of the way that we're dealing with things. So we can reframe that. So, yes, we've been going through some challenges, but at the same time, guys, my belief system and what I'm telling myself is that I would not be able to handle the wealth that is about to be handed to us by the work that we do. Nothing's handed to us, by the way, but what we're going to experience because of the mission that we're on and the lives that we're going to change, that if we didn't go through this part, we wouldn't be able to handle what we're about to receive. To whom much is given, much is expected. And we need to be able to handle the challenges if we're to expect to be able to have all these things given to us. So guys, leadership is not based on, leading when everything is peachy clean and keen, or, man, I'm coming up with some words today, huh? Leadership is not basically leading when everything is perfect. It's really easy to lead when things are perfect. Guys, when momentum is running and people are just coming on board because of the energy that they feel from you, basically it's easy to get excited and lead. But it's how you deal with the challenges and how you make people feel while they're dealing with the challenges that really determine what type of leader you are. And guys, it's our responsibility to not, when people are, the sky is falling, Chicken Little in this whole deal, right? When all these little things, I get messages like, oh my God, I lost a customer, saw on eBay. Oh my God, this happened and all that. It's like the sky is falling over and over and over again. Guys, it's how we make people feel through these challenges that really determine our level of leadership. So again, big problems, big pay, little problems, little pay. If you don't want problems, hey, you can go bag groceries. No problem there. You just put the products in the bag, but you're not going to get paid much. If you want to get paid a whole lot of money, you have to learn how to have emotional management over the challenges that we deal with. And that is just a reality of things. So, Jim Rohn, I recommend everybody go and listen to your first year. And I think it's called your first year in network marketing. Or I'm thinking maybe building your network, go look up Jim Rohn on YouTube. There's some freaking awesome there's an awesome program that is just incredible. It's about an hour and something long, and now I think it's Building Your Enterprise. And the book I was thinking of is Your First Year in Network Marketing. That's by Mark Yarnell. But point being, guys, is that on there, and I was talking to Ian about this the other day, and he says, don't complain or don't wish, basically don't wish the problems away, wish you were better to be able to deal with the problems, right? Because the thing is that the better you become at dealing with the problems, the better you will be able to deal with the challenges of having more money. Because guys, you think that you just get more money and it's simpler. When you start having to do taxes a different way and start making large amounts of money and have to figure out all those other challenges, that's another level of challenges. The more money you have, the different the challenges are, but sometimes they become bigger challenges. So all of this, guys, is to help you become the best version of yourself as you're moving through this. Another thing that I will share with this is that if you've never dealt with any of this stuff, how can you help other people when they are dealing with the challenges that they have in their life? So again, my whole point with this is that take every opportunity from these challenges to figure out what can I learn from this and how is this going to make me better? And that's what I've been doing. And what I've been doing is going back to the book, Launching the Leadership Revolution. And I'm reading this book. It's by Chris Brady and Orrin Woodward. It is a phenomenal book. I would rank it up there with, books from John C. Maxwell and, launching basically a lot of his books. And apparently words are not coming to my brain the way that they were entitled to. See that? I just said entitled to. What is the word? My wife's sitting here with her hand over her face going, this is just like a travesty. This is embarrassing. But it's okay. Guys, look, we all have these kind of days, and it's okay. And the bottom line is you can't get embarrassed. You can't freak out. Some of you might be having bad thoughts, and that's okay. I don't get to experience it if I choose not to. So point being is what we can do is always be sharpening our axe to try to become the best version of ourselves. I recommend getting into a good book. Start reading things that can help you move forward. If you don't have any good books, most of us have a Bible in the house. A lot of the stuff isn't there. Go pick that up, right? By the way, I'm not, trying to tell you what religion you should be. So some of y'all can find anything to be mad at. So anyway, if that's not going to make you mad, I'm sure I'll say something else before the end of the call to really get you keyed up. So with that being said, guys, I just want to say that I am so proud to be a part of this team. I am so proud to be in this journey with you guys. And I love to give everybody inspiring information and moving us forward. Unfortunately, we had to start this call off with all the updates and all that, because if we just get on this call and start talking about how wonderful everything is and how this can be your best month ever, you're going to be mad at us and say, well, you didn't even talk about the challenges that we're dealing with. How do I build the business when I'm dealing with shipping? And how do so we did cover that stuff first. So with that being said, guys, it is your choice to be able to move forward in these situations and say, you know what, I'm going to go out there and bless someone else with this opportunity. And there's a lot of people out there that are literally drowning right now. They're literally drowning in debt and disappointment, and you can throw them a life vest. You can throw them the life ring that they've been looking for. Many people have been praying for something. They've been looking for something. They've been hoping for something. And if you're sitting there going, well, I'm not going to share with anybody because everything's not perfect. Guys, life is not perfect. And you can't wait for everything to be perfect before you take action. I remember going, you know what? I don't want to get married until everything is great financially. Guess what? I would have never got married. I don't want to have kids until everything is perfect. I wouldn't have had kids. Guys, sometimes it's those things that we do and that we go through that help us get to the next level. I've learned so much by being a parent. I've learned so much by being married and going through all of those things. It's helped me to become more successful. It's helped me to get to the next level. So we cannot wait and say, well, everything has to be perfect for me to move forward. You have to basically move forward to make everything perfect. And that is just the reality of things. So guys, we have a choice today. We can sit here and we can look and say, all right, we're going to go through. We're going to see how these things pan out. I truly believe that I was led to come here. It wasn't an accident. I had a vision. I agreed and totally resonated with the philosophies and the vision of Robert Oblong, and I knew that this is something I wanted to be a part of. So as these challenges are hitting me, I'm not sitting there going, oh God, why? I'm sitting here going, what am I supposed to learn from this? Because I know that I was supposed to be here. And I can't feel like I know I was supposed to be here and then sit there and wonder, why am I dealing with all these challenges? I'm just going to go through them, and I'm going to go through the whole process because I know that I'm going to become a better person through the process. With that being said, I will shut up and open up to any leaders that might want to throw something out there, and I'll quit stumbling and blah, 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 and let anybody else throw any insights or any awesome experience they had this week. So I'll open it up to the leaders. Crickets. So, anybody else want to add anything before we close out the call?
You said it all, my man. You said it all. That was great. Thank you.
Hey, Chris, it's Ann Lowe.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just want to thank you for the support, and pretty much everybody in my upline up. And, the way that you guys have contributed and really taken charge of this for us. As you've said, this has been a little bit of a roller coaster. And quite frankly, I think it spins out the people that probably would have been spun out anyways. And, I just think that you and pretty much everybody have done just an amazing job. And I love the fact that there's now a place where people can actually converse about what's going on in the field with the company and really have the ability to share with them what's going on. And then you guys have the ability to come back and share with us, what you're learning from them corporately. So I just personally want to thank you for everything, because you know what, I can't even fathom what you guys have gone through. My organization isn't even, a gazillionth of what you guys are. So I can't even imagine the ongoing
contact and everything that you guys go through. So I just want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
I agree. I'll just throw that in there, and I can't even imagine. I mean, my little bit of volume compared to my leaders, and the amount of customers and distributors that have come to me with their challenges the last couple 2-3 weeks. I really can't imagine what corporate is going through and what our leadership is going through. And I appreciate you guys for coming on every single week and giving us positive messages and reassuring us. And I know that everything is going to work out, and I believe. And I just hope that everyone here on this call tonight has that belief as well, and just keep sharing and keep using that energy towards income producing activities. Take this time now to obviously help out with customer challenges and other distributor challenges, but also, take this time to start building and looking at other ways of sharing and building relationships. It might be a little bit slow right now, but this is the time to kind of go back and reflect and reorganize and really get your business's foundation the way that you want it and grow from there. So hope that made sense.
Hey, Chris, I'd love to say a few things. Jen Marsh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, we can.
All right. I just got done mowing, so I'm a little dirty, but I listened while I was mowing. A few things. One, thank you for getting answers for us, because we kind of have to stop wherever we can get the answers from, and we greatly appreciate it. Also, you realize that people's energy, their attitude, really has a lot to do with how successful they're going to be. And this has been, for me, a great way for me to recognize those people that I want to gravitate towards, and those people within, just our own company that, have had some struggles. And I feel like for me, it's just a constant, like you said today, personal growth. How can I handle this better? What can I improve upon so that I can handle this more? And I think if, we all take these challenges and we turn it into something that we can learn from, and, think about right now what you might want your daily method of operation to be, because I think the mode that we were all in was a different mode than what we're going to be in. And if you had a bigger team and you were customer service oriented and trying to manage the team and help buffer some of the issues that were going on, our daily method of operations are going to change when it comes to what we can do now that the company is growing. So certainly take, the next few days and think about, what can I do to improve myself, change my daily method of operation to fit more of a business that's going to grow faster, that's going to service me more productivity, and, really use all this as an experience that it's only going forward. And we're extremely grateful for the opportunity, but also just the faithfulness that we all have, that it's going to change so many lives, like already changed a ton, which is crazy. So anyway, thank you, Chris. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. So what I will share, guys, when you hear Larry Thompson's story, like the real backstory of what they went through to build Herbalife, and the challenges they went through, I honestly feel inadequate and like a sissy based on what we're dealing with compared to what they dealt with. I'm just telling you, it's amazing the fortitude and what they push through to make this industry what it is, and all the challenges that they have. So because of that, when we were at the ANMP, the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, there was person after person, from Ray Higdon to a guy by the name of Brian McMullen to the top money earner in the industry, who's made hundreds of millions of dollars in the industry. And I know his name, and it's, of course, a lot of names and words aren't coming to my brain right this second, but he's at Juice Plus. It's going to come to me. I could visualize them, but person after person got up and shared how his training and his message and what he pushed through changed their life and like accredited. And it was almost like seeing generation after generation of people that weren't even in the same companies, that might not even mentored under him directly, were affected by something that he did. So things that we say, things that we do, and the way that we handle things affects other people, whether you know it or not. And this guy impacted so many generations of network marketers. And to know that, you know, his fortitude and what he pushed through, and to see what we're dealing with, and we think that these challenges are so amazingly large that they really pale in comparison to what they dealt with. You know, when we say we don't have customer service, they didn't have phones, right? I mean, they had to communicate a lot through mail to basically customer service problems. Imagine that, and then not getting a response. But because we live in this Amazon society where everything is instant, we put something in a microwave for 30 seconds and we're pulling it out with 2 seconds left because we're impatient. We can't wait for anything. This is the reality of things. I mean, I'm listening to our kids today and they're talking, I got the new iPhone 10 and like my niece and all that, like, oh, I'm gonna get an iPhone 10. I'm sitting here going $1,000. Like, kids are getting $1,000 phones. Like, this is crazy, right? I remember I wanted a motorbike as a kid and it was $300 and it was like, there's no way that's too expensive. The reality is, as a whole, we're freaking spoiled, all of us. I mean, that's just the reality. Whether you want to hear it or not, we're freaking spoiled, and we're used to things being a certain way. And because they're not that way right now, it's very challenging to us, right? But just knowing that he's going to be helping mentor and coach us, I really believe that he's going to actually be a part of our training program, and it's going to be free. And I want you guys to know that, like, this is going to be, and I'm speaking into existence. I don't, you know, I just know that he's in communication with Robert and all that. I'm speaking into existence because when I saw this guy speak, I'm like, I want to mentor under this guy. Like, I want to learn from this guy, and to know that he's been communicating with our company. And I mean, it's just, it's amazing. And I'm really inspired to know that that's a possibility. And it's a possibility right now, but guys, we need to speak it. We need to think it. We need to visualize that happening, because I mean, this would be unbelievable to mentor from one of the guys that mentored the mentors, right? This guy is like the person that started the trainings that people train, that most of the trainings we see now came from this guy's trainings originally. So I'm just fired up to know that he's communicating with us, and fired up about the vision of where we're going and bringing the network marketing world back to the core roots. And that just has me so inspired. I can't even put into words how fired up I am about that. So I also think about him when I think about our challenges. And that was the whole point of bringing that up, because guys, what we're dealing with is really minute compared to what they dealt with to create the industry that we now have today. So with that being said, we'll close it out with that. I just want to say again, I have chills right now just with the appreciation that I have for you all, and the fact that you guys have trusted us to go through this battle together, and that we're all going to be battle-tested warriors together through working through this process. So with that being said, much gratitude, and I'm going to give this from all of the leaders, because in all the communications that we've had together, we just want to say how much we appreciate you all for going through this with us, and we're all going to be on the top together. So with that being said, by the way, Ricky and I shared our strategy for the Thousandaire Club with Wes Benson and some of the other Fab 90. They love the idea. We're going to see about pushing that company-wide. That was shared. Don't know if it'll happen or not, but they love the idea, which is really cool, guys, which means you guys have been a part of something and proven something that is right along the core principles of Larry Thompson and what he's done. So with that being said, guys, I love you all. Appreciate you all. Everybody have an awesome night.
Just something quick, Chris, from Canada.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that I am very, very fortunate to have Shane McCardle as my friend and my mentor, and I never wavered once, even though Canada's having a little bit of a hiccup here.
Awesome.
So just thank you so much for this call. It's been marvelous to hear this information, and I'm very fortunate to have Shane McCardle.
Yes, you are. He's a rock star. So you're
Yeah.
an incredible individual. And guys, all of our leaders have so much that we can learn from. I'm learning things from the leaders in our group on a daily basis. So good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thanks a bunch.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Sweet.